morning, my people. What up? It's Viktor Wilt. It is Thursday. Oh, I'm so excited that it's Thursday. Simply because it's not Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Getting ready for the weekend. Should be a nice one. Finally made some birthday plans. Just decided to basically eat it and pay for the overpriced lodging available everywhere. Gonna go to Yellowstone. You know, it's a nice quick trip. Don't have to drive too far and check out some beautiful scenery amongst probably 10 million people based on lodging availability in the area. I mean, like in the park itself, nothing available other than some campgrounds. I ain't camping in Yellowstone. I bet it's freezing at night in Yellowstone right now. What, go out in a tent? No thanks. So, yeah. Becca's never been to Yellowstone. That should be really cool. I'm excited to show her around a bit. You know, it's crazy how massive Yellowstone is, and you don't realize it till you're like, well, let's do the big loop. I'd like to do the big loop, but I don't know if we're going to have enough time. I'm not sure. Depends how early on Saturday I can drag everyone out of the place, get them on the road from Island Park, just mow through West Yellowstone and get in there. Hopefully they'll get up early because, want to see some wildlife and hopefully beat some of the crowds for a bit. You know, you want to like bomb to Old Faithful and just get it over with. And I don't even know if that's the coolest part of the park. You know, I mean, Old Faithful. I still wonder if Old Faithful is truly a natural, you know, what do they call it? Geyser at this point. Old Faithful conspiracy. Let's pull that up and take a look at the Old Faithful conspiracy theories. A lot of people say there's rumors of hidden pipes or pumping systems, but the internet's like, no, come on. It's real. Now, imagine if Old Faithful just stopped erupting. I would imagine that would be a problem for Yellowstone. It's a major tourist draw. Like in Soda Springs, the fountain they have there in the middle of town, or the geyser, that one is just, you know, controlled by man. It's not natural. They just set it off with pipes. They could do that on Old Faithful. But let's see. Here's an article from 10 years ago that says, today I learned Old Faithful is no longer faithful as recent geological activity it has caused its eruptions to become more irregular and unpredictable. Because, yeah, they used to be able to this amount of time, it's going to go. But, a lot of people do believe that at one point it just stopped working, and they're like, what are we going to do? People are going to stop coming. So we got to keep it going. We're going to just pump water in. I don't know. I think people would still go to Yellowstone. There are other geysers. There's bubbling mud pots. You know, the cool hot pools and things. I haven't had any caffeine yet, so you got to forgive me. I'm working on it. I was going to crack an energy drink. I ran out of instant coffee at home. Didn't accomplish anything yesterday after I got off work, but it was a good afternoon. Went out and had a nice dinner with Becca at Cast Iron on 17th. They just redid all their menus, and they're so good. They're so good. The prices are like great, especially for the quality of food you get. They told me it's basically the night restaurant for abracadabras, which, is also fantastic. So, yeah, really enjoyed that. And then went home and was like, all right, let's get to bed nice and early. Guess who tossed and turned till all hours of the evening? Yeah, of course, this guy right here. All right, we got a caller. Let's see what they want.
Yeah.
K-Bear, you are live on the show. Keep that in mind. Who's this?
Hey, Victor, this is Scott.
Scott, what's up, dude?
Hey, I was going to tell you, if you didn't have plans this weekend, I could have taken you and your lady to Bear World.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to drive by it, but we're going to the real Bear World. That's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but,
who knows?
You never know if you'll see bears in Yellowstone,
That's true. I think I've only seen one maybe 2 times in Yellowstone. But I've been there quite a few times, but I did see a grizzly bear ripping apart a deer in Yellowstone, and it was crazy.
Right.
So, yeah, you never know what you're going to see when you cruise into Yellowstone, but hopefully we'll catch some good wildlife. We'll see.
But if you ever want to go to Bear World, hit me up.
All right. We'll let you know, Scott. Appreciate that.
Yep.
All right. Peace, dude.
Talk to you later.
See you, man. Yeah. Should be a good weekend. I, thought about getting together with a bunch of friends or something, and it's like, no, I think I just need to get away. Been trying to stay on the wagon and getting around a bunch of people, even though, Yellowstone, there will be a bunch of people. But being stuck with a bunch of people, no offense to my friends. It's not like I'm stuck with these people, but it might make it a little more challenging to not go, screw it, it's my birthday. Let's go get some fancy stuff. Yeah, no. As I mentally prepare to make the trip to Yellowstone this weekend, which doesn't require much mental preparation. I mean, it's just like, all right, you ready to kick back, relax in the truck, listen to good music all day, check out the beautiful scenery and wildlife? I decided I got to look around and see if anybody's done anything dumb in Yellowstone yet this year. I don't think we've seen any news stories, have we, about people getting attacked by bison or anything like that? I was talking with Becca about it yesterday, and it seems like people think that Yellowstone is the world's largest zoo. Like a lot of people who come from elsewhere don't understand that these are wild animals. They're not like a bison you'd see on somebody's farm or up at the Fort Hall replica or something like that. These are wild animals. Not to mention all the elk and then, bears and wolves and such. Like, okay, I'm on the, I've never seen this particular page, but I'm certainly going to, I have joined it. Why don't I get updates from this page? Yellowstone National Park, Invasion of the Idiots on Facebook. It's got 350,000 members. All right, somebody posted yesterday, there's some woman who ran over by a bison. It's on the side of the road, and there's a whole bunch of cars in the road, lots of traffic, and the bison must have charged toward her because she's running, and then she just falls down in the street. I hope I get to see some kind of tour on. There's somebody standing off the boardwalk right next to a thermal pool. Note, that's a very thin crust, and there have been many times in the past that somebody steps off the boardwalk and they go through the crust and just boil to death. Some of those hot pools are so hot they just disintegrate bodies. Never to be seen again. That one's from 2025. We got to sort this by new, not by most relevant. All right, so the newest one was the woman who falled. Oh, dude, what an idiot. What a terrible broadcaster. Can't even speak properly, but you know me. That's how it goes. And it's funny because the woman who fell down, she was also just wearing a dress. All right, let's see here. I don't know what this guy's doing. It says area closed due to bear danger. And there's a guy on the other side of it. It's fine. It's a zoo. They ain't gonna do nothing to me. Okay. Yeah, I think it's still pretty early in the season. There's 2 people right next to a bison. That post from a couple days ago. Yeah, we got some real morons out there. Oh, dude, there's a guy who's climbing over the edge on a cliff. A lot of people have had some nice falls in national parks as well. End up dead. Well, there's a guy standing next to a bison. Somebody standing next to an elk. Okay, I mean, people are being dumb. We just haven't had any attacks yet. Holy cow! Is that that's a grizzly. This guy he's got to be 10 feet away from a grizzly bear that's eating something. Oh my God, what an idiot. I mean, bison don't look scary, but this is a bear. There's a little kid right there, too. Oh. Holy cow. I need to do some research this morning. I want to dig up some good bison attacking people videos. We need to make a playlist on my YouTube channel of the best animal attacks at Yellowstone so Becca and I can show her daughter and her cousin that we're bringing with us. This is what happens if you go near these animals. And we'll just terrify them on the way in. All right. Let's rock a little more. I'm going to get off this page. I could scroll this page all day watching the Turons get attacked by animals in Yellowstone. Turon's a tourist moron. Welcome to the show. It's the Viktor Wilt program. It is Thursday morning. If you're listening on demand, which you should, because, the show's been pretty good lately. At least I feel like it has. A bunch of garbage shows that I did for a long time, getting lots of downloads and listens. And then my shows this week, for whatever, it just fizzled out. I'm like, what's going on? I start doing good on air for the first time in a long time. And, hopefully everybody's just listening live. Maybe that's the deal. You're not cooped up because it's no longer winter. Let's see here. Wanted to remind you, Peaches is going to be hanging out at the farmer's market on Saturday, and you should go see him. He wants to see the K-Bear Army, and we're trying to help out the Snake River Animal Shelter. So you should go to the farmer's market in Idaho Falls. It's on Memorial Drive from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anything you can donate to help out the little critters. Some canned food, dried food, anything you think an animal shelter might, get some use out of. Drop it off to us. We will deliver it to them ourselves. And then you can check out the farmer's market, buy a corn dog and walk around and look at the vegetables while you eat the corn dog. It's a good time. It's a good time at the farmer's market. Hundreds of vendors. If you've never been there, it's a great activity to do on a Saturday morning. Plus, if you go see Peaches, who's going to be hanging out with Josh from Classy. We got the Classy 97 Second Chance Prom happening Saturday night at the waterfront in Idaho Falls. If you want to bring that special someone to the Second Chance Prom, dance the night away, have some fun, you can get free tickets from Josh and Peaches while supplies last at the Idaho Falls Farmers Market. So go see them at the Riverbend Media Group booth and get yourself hooked up with some free tickets to the prom. And, drop off some stuff for animals in need while you're at it. It'll be a good time. You'll like it if you've never been to the farmer's market. Go check it out. Come on. All right, people. We are almost to 7 o'clock. I really hope today goes by at rocket speed. I'm ready for the weekend. I mentioned, got plans. I'm excited to go to Yellowstone. It's been years since I've made my way to Yellowstone, which is kind of crazy because it's right there. People come from all over the world, save up, and it's a trip of a lifetime. Go to Yellowstone. And we're just parked right next to it, and I'll go next year. So I think I'm going to buy an annual pass so that maybe that'll motivate me to go to Yellowstone and Grand Teton, more often. Or if, happen to be out and about, want to go check out some other national parks and just get in those annual passes. I haven't pulled it up to see the price. They used to be a really good deal. Basically, if you go to 2 national parks in a year, you might as well buy the annual pass, if I remember correct. But I'm assuming, everything else, it's going to be really expensive. I was looking at a thread online where they were asking people, why don't people just boycott overpriced events like World Cup or concerts to bring prices down again? Well, we've talked about Blue Dot Fever on the show before. That's when you pull up a concert on Ticketmaster and it's just a sea of available seats, the blue dots everywhere. A number of tours are being canceled around the country because of low ticket sales, even Post Malone. He said he was doing it to work on new music, but I think it was a ticket sales problem. I think the reason that people keep going to shows, I mean, attendance is definitely going down across the entire country, hence Blue Dot Fever being a thing. But I think over the last couple of years, you know, despite the outrageous prices for concert tickets, people are going because they just need to do something fun. It's like this coming weekend. You know, you heard me probably complain about the price of lodging everywhere for this weekend, you know, over the last few days as I've been trying to figure out something to do. Yesterday, we just decided, well, let's just pay too much money. You know, outrageous price. It's going to cost us a lot more than this awesome, you know, room we had in Vegas for 3 nights. It's going to cost us like $200 more overall for 2 nights in a, smaller place in Island Park. But whatever. I think the reason people continue to pay these outrageous prices is just because they need a break from the world. You know, you got to be able to check yourself out mentally and not think about, oh, the grocery store. I hate that. I hate going to the grocery store now. Oh, I went and dropped, like yesterday, I don't know if people are stealing gas or something. You know, I went to fill up my truck. I'm like, all right, I figure this will be about $100 again. I think that the gas station I was at, they like put a restriction on you could only put $75 in because it just cut me off at that. I mean, I have money in the account. Kind of made me paranoid. I'm pulling up the app. Why did it cut me off? Yeah, pretty sure they're like, all right, people are getting desperate now. Yeah, you know, you need a mental break from the exhaustion of the world. And that's why, you know, I forked over way too much money to go to 9 Inch Nails. It was like, you know, one of my favorite bands for one. But two, like, you know, you gotta get away sometimes and check out mentally. So I don't know. It does seem like people at this point, everything's gotten to be so expensive that, you know, people just, regardless of needing the mental break, aren't buying concert tickets like they were in recent years. But yeah, hopefully we'll see a change. Hopefully we'll see a change and the ticket industry correct itself a little bit, because it has gotten ridiculous. It's gotten just absurd. But again, so is everything. I'm going to pull up the Yellowstone Park Pass prices and see how mad I get. All right, digging into Yellowstone National Park pricing. You might be curious as you're in the area here and you're like, hey, I've never been to Yellowstone. Maybe I want to go check it out. I'm kind of confused by one little part of this. Okay, you know, I talked about how you can get these annual passes. They have one called America the Beautiful, and that'll get you into any national park in the country for a full year. So they've got the, you know, if you're a standard American citizen, it costs $80. All right. And that's for a full year. To get into Yellowstone, let's see. Why does it say $20 to $35? What's the difference? Private vehicle, $35. I guess if you walk in or are on a bike, $20. So let's say you want to go to Yellowstone and Grand Teton. That's $70. Might as well just pay $80 and get the America the Beautiful pass and, go see all the parks. But here's what I found weird about this one. They have discounted passes available for seniors. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Seniors can actually buy a lifetime pass for $80, get to all the national parks. But they've got one for 4th graders, specifically 4th graders, and it's free. But why specifically fourth graders? No other grade. Becca's daughter's going into third grade, I think. What about her cousin? She's probably going into like fifth grade. Hey, it could always be like, what are they going to do? Check. How do you determine whether or not somebody's going into fourth grade? All right. Becca's daughter's now a fourth grader. Let's go for free. Yeah, if you have a fourth grader, they can get an annual pass to all of the national parks for free. But any other grade, sorry, kids, you will pay. All right. I mean, again, paying $80 to help out the national park system right now with all the cuts and things that have happened to them, I'm fine with that. I really love national parks, and I'm happy to pay. Wish I had a fourth grade child around, though, because free is always better. I mean, we were talking about everything being so expensive. $80 is $80. Crazy Carl, who's a regular caller to Traffic School, powered by the Advocates Injury Attorneys every Friday, said he was really digging that song. So I was like, okay, we'll play more Sleeping with Sirens for you. All right. I love reading comments online. East Idaho News posted this article yesterday. Nearly 60 Idahoans sick after drinking raw milk in the past 2 weeks. Okay, so they go into how the Department of Health and Welfare announced that most of the people reported being sick after drinking raw milk from two different particular milking operations in North Idaho and Southern Idaho. They wouldn't say the names of the dairies, which I think that's kind of weird. You should probably let the public know what places people are picking up this bacteria called, I don't even know how you say this, Campylobacter I don't know. It's a hard word to say, but it's making people really sick. And so they're like, oh, we're not going to say the names of the places because this is a potential risk for anyone producing raw milk. It could happen to anybody. We don't need to let the public know. That's strange to me. But anyway, reading through the comments on Facebook is just so much fun because, people will fight about anything nowadays. You could post a picture of an apple and be like, hey, look, I found this delicious new type of apple at the grocery store. And people, nah, that one sucks. I only go for the golden apples. I only like Fuji apples. Yeah, people will fight about anything. So people are screaming back and forth at each other about the benefits or, the problems with raw milk and things like that. I wouldn't drink raw milk because, you know me, I got issues when it comes to food. All right, I'm very paranoid after getting norovirus. If food's expired, I'm the guy like, I don't care. It smells good. Throw it in the garbage. It's old. It's going to make me sick. So, yeah, raw milk, you want to go for it, go for it. But I myself, it just seemed a little bit risky. But boy, do we got a lot of science experts in the comment section on Facebook. Science experts from both sides, as a matter of fact. Again, I think they should let people know where these problems were happening. Because, like 60 people were sick. 45 of them tested positive for campylobacteriosis, bacterial infection. And they're encouraging people who have experienced any kind of issues after drinking raw milk, if you're not feeling well, to get yourself tested so they can check these dairies out and get things corrected. So if you start dealing with vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal pain, why can't I say abdominal, fever or dehydration, especially if you're an elderly person or, you're dealing with your children, get medical care promptly, all right? And I'm not trying to start a fight here again. You want to go for it? It's your body. I'm just too paranoid. I'm just way too paranoid. It's not worth the potential risk to me. So, yeah, go have a look at the comments. It's pretty fun. Pretty fun to read the comments of people fighting back and forth about milk. It is Thursday, loving it. I mean, I'm not really loving it. I'd be much happier if I didn't have to work, but hey, as far as workday goes, Thursday, better than Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. All right, somebody posted online, what's a sentence you heard once that stayed with you forever? I have one. I'll get into it in a minute. It's sad. It makes me sad to think about. But first, let's take a look at what people are saying online. And I might read a sentence here that's now going to stick with you forever. If they're unpleasant, I may or may not read them, but let's see what people are saying online. Givers need to set boundaries because takers don't. Okay, I mean, that's true. Will that stick with me forever? I don't know. All right, let's see. The question was for a sentence. Geez, this person wrote a paragraph. Let's see if they got the sentence. Because she says a woman in her 40s enrolled in med school and people on Twitter told her she'd be in her 50s by the time she became a proper doctor. She responded, I'm going to be in my 50s one way or another. I might as well also be a doctor. It completely changed my perspective and it means more and more to me as I go. Yeah, hey, it's never too late. My grandma, I remember she went to college when I was a kid. Now, this was my grandma. And I don't even think she ended up doing it to get a job. She, I think, just wanted to go to college. Hey, sure, go for it. Let's see, what else do we have here? Communication is not what you say, it's what the other person understands. That's true as well. Anybody who's been in a relationship knows that sometimes, especially if you're dealing with texting or sending a message through social media, sometimes what you're trying to say might not come across to the other person in the way you intended. And so you have to be able to understand how the person took it, and then try to work together to, I guess, communicate and get your messaging across properly to one another. Let's see here. If you were sitting in the audience watching a movie of your life up to this point, what would you be yelling at the screen? Me. Don't drink so much booze. Don't ever touch cigarettes. Probably pretty much those two things. Because nicotine is so dumb. I mean, thankfully I got off cigarettes, but don't ever touch them, kids. Don't ever try. Nicotine is just super addictive. It doesn't do anything great to you or anything. It doesn't make you feel happy or anything like that. Yeah, the reason you want it is to take away the withdrawal feeling. That's why I gotta have another smoke. It's been an hour. Yeah, that's because your body's withdrawn. It's an addiction. So that's what I'd scream at myself. When I was young and stupid. Don't touch those stupid cigarettes. Don't do it. Waste of money. Man, how are people affording to smoke nowadays? Tell you what are they, $10 a pack? Jeez, that is just nuts. All right. Okay, I can't read that one. Let's see. This person said they want us to forget who we are because then they can tell us who we are. Who said that? I don't know. Well, the sentence that I read once that stuck with me and made me really sad, and every time I think about it, it still makes me feel a little bit sad, it was something to the effect of, one day you're going to pick up your child and put them down for the last time and never pick them up again. Ah! Oh, you people with young kids. Yeah, it's true. I don't know when it happened, but at some point, I picked both of my daughters up, put them back down, and that was the last time I ever picked them up. So I guess, you can always just try to pick up your kids, but they might be bigger than you. I don't know. That one always seemed really sad to me. All right, if you're a thief, you're a dirtbag. All right? But also, if you post your stolen items on Facebook Marketplace, you're not only a dirtbag, but you're an idiot. Moron. Was this a Florida man? Bradenton. That sounds like Florida City I've read about. Yeah, okay. Near Sarasota. 24-year-old man arrested after police recovered a stolen radiological device that had been listed for sale on Facebook Market. It was some type of a moisture density gauge valued at $10,000 to $20,000. Contains CS-137, a radiological isotope. It's used to measure the density and inner structure of materials, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, he stole it from somewhere. I don't seem to see that in the article here, but he did list it on Facebook Marketplace, and an item of that type of value, yeah, people are probably keeping an eye out for it. It's a very specific device as well, so I would imagine there was only one listed online. Man, some people are stupid. And, something contains radiological isotopes. I don't know, it just doesn't sound like something I'd want hanging around the house, which is where the police found it, at this person's house. So he was charged with grand theft and possession of a controlled radiation device without a license, which I would imagine is a somewhat hefty charge. Seems like something the government wouldn't want you to have. Let's see, if you're dropping off food to a local food pantry, please check it for snakes before you drop it off. In West Virginia, employees and volunteers at Christian Help, an emergency relief center in Mingo County, they provide food, clothing, and other resources for community members in need. Well, they thought they'd seen it all when it came to donations. Till they got a venomous snake in a bag of food. Copperhead rattlesnake. Fantastic. Jade saw two rattlesnakes at the transmitter yesterday. But he lived. They didn't get him. Ugh, terrifying. Snakes just give me the creeps. I went with Jade to the transmitter one time and saw a rattlesnake out front as well. And I mean, talk about horrifying to me. And we were at the closest transmitter to town. Imagine you're like out on the butte and you get bit by a rattlesnake. What do you do? I would assume they got to send a helicopter because you got to get help quick. I hope that, they have antivenom at the transmitters. One of these days, Jade's seen a lot of snakes, a lot of rattlesnakes at the transmitters. Sometimes they've even found them inside of the building. You need to make sure you got some antivenom up there, buddy. All right? I need you to live, because if I have to take on any more work around here, I don't know how I'm going to survive. I'm maxed out. I learned that this week. I've been at work late every day this week. I have been doing a lot of training with other employees, so that's probably part of it. Taken away from my work time. Well, I guess it is my job to train people. Okay, whatever. Don't smoke on oxygen. There was a woman in Canada. Why do I keep saying, I'm a terrible broadcaster. I say it again. So there's this woman who was on oxygen, and she just started smoking. There's a reason there are no smoking signs near any type of actual oxygen tanks. You see them in the hospital and things like that. Because, you can burst into flames like this woman did. She's, I think, doing okay. I mean, she's in the hospital now. Extensive burns. Probably not feeling pretty good. See, earlier when I said don't ever touch cigarettes, you get hooked. You might be old all of a sudden and you're on oxygen because of the smoking. Then you keep smoking and all of a sudden you're on fire. Ask Jade what it's like to be on fire. It caught his feet on fire. It's not fun. I saw the skin grafts too that he had to get. Gross. As if he wasn't disgusting enough as it is. And then me and Josh, of course, making fun of him, making Suno songs about getting lit on fire and AI videos. But Jade, that's the kind of sense of humor we all have with each other. He came to the company Halloween party dressed as fire. See, I don't smoke, period, but especially in areas where you could potentially burst into flames. Okay, bursting into flames could not be very fun. All right, it's a little after 8 o'clock, everybody. We're going to crush this day. We're going to get it done fast. I better take a look at the tasks I need to get done by tomorrow afternoon. This week's been so crazy. I've got to be forgetting something. Something. I need to make a list. So excited for the weekend. Wish it was Friday, but lots to get done to get ready for it. Okay. These are one of those breaks where I'm like, should I do it or should I just shut up? Somebody gonna get butthurt. You know, should I pre-record this so I can really get my thoughts together? Because when you go live, it's one try. One shot. Give it all you got. You might screw it up. But I'm gonna try. So, a few days ago, I made a post on my Facebook page that I knew would bother a few people, a handful of people. And I don't really care. I changed my Facebook cover photo to be supportive of family members that I have. Lots of very close family members that are gay. All right, so I changed my Facebook cover photo to a Pride Month thing to show support for, again, very close family members of mine, because I love them and I don't see anything wrong with them being how they are. And I knew that somebody was going to chime in and bring up, don't forget, it's also Men's Mental Health Month. Peaches, how often do you and I talk about mental health issues on my show in the morning?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Even off the air, too.
Off air? Exactly. As I've discussed on air, I take medication for depression and anxiety. I go to a therapist, a counselor, to talk about my mental health issues, and I encourage all men who are going through these kind of things to get out and seek some help.
I just went to mine yesterday.
Oh, how did it go?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It's weird that, like, I treat it as if it's like a radio show, so like if it's just dead quiet in there, I'm like, okay, I gotta keep talking, no dead air.
Well, and that's good, because that's what you want to do in counseling is you need to let the counselor know the things you want to work on and things like that.
Definitely.
So the more you talk to them, the better they're going to get to know you and the issues you're dealing with. Yes, it's absolutely Men's Mental Health Month, and Peaches and I both encourage any of you guys who are dealing with any kind of struggle, whether that's, mental health or any other kind of issue, to, seek some assistance, because it's out there. It's nothing to be ashamed of. When I was younger, especially, it's like, oh, you're going to go to a counselor? You're going to go get some psychiatry help?
Prescribe yourself some Tractin.
Yeah,
Tractin like a man.
Exactly. Why don't you man up? No. See, I think that type of stuff is terrible. I think men need to be encouraged to get help and know that it's nothing to be ashamed of, and it's going to be very beneficial to you. So
my therapist is the bench press.
So I pointed that out to the people that, there were a couple comments about Men's Mental Health Month on my cover photo, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're right. I'm like, but just the fact that there is a month for Pride as well as Men's Mental Health Month doesn't mean you can't get the message out in support of both things. One doesn't negate the other. It's okay. Why do we have to fight about everything? Why does everything have to be a fight? Because, again, try to show support and talk about both of these issues from time to time. And I don't talk about, my gay family members very often. But again, I'm not going to say which ones they are, but I'll just say very close to me. So it's important to me to show them I would publicly support them, as I think most family members or parents would do, right?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it's okay, dudes. It's okay. Don't let pride posts get you upset. It doesn't mean somebody's trying to negate Men's Mental Health Month in any way. All right? We don't need to fight about everything. Okay? And, Peaches just talked about it. I talked about it. It's great to get yourself some help. And it's been very, very beneficial to me over the years. The things I've done to work on my own mental health.
Oh, yeah.
So
I was just talking to a friend last night about it.
Yeah. friends are great to talk to. Reach out to anybody who you can talk to when you're struggling. Please reach out. Men deal with a lot of building stuff up inside. And, they tend to not try to get help, even from friends. Like, I don't know if it's all this, I gotta be manly stuff, but it's okay to talk with your friends. Like, I'm struggling. It's much better to talk with somebody about it than let things get really bad.
I just know there was that one time in 2023 where I told you about the issues late at night. And then you're like, I was going to do some streaming. You said this the next morning on the air. You're like, I was going to do some streaming, but Peaches, so a particular person kept me up on the phone late last night.
Which was fine. Yeah. I'd rather be there to, talk to a friend than sit at my computer and play video games. But I still would throw you under the bus. I like to get my sleep. I threw Becca under the bus earlier this week.
Well, she's been throwing you under the bus relentlessly with the ketchup and the proctologist. And
I know. Yeah. We work pretty good together. We can throw each other under the bus and we don't get mad at each other.
I still love that video she posted.
I was like, untag me from that immediately. I mean, it's not a bad video. I just use some bad language in it. If you have... The only way you can find this video is if you're friends with Becca. But
and you shock some listeners with saying, because they don't hear. I forget that they don't hear us say those things.
Yeah.
And then when they meet us in person and hear us say them, they're like, "Whoa, what?
Whoa, you're using like normal human being language."
Well, it was weird hearing like this kind-hearted DJ like from LA that I never thought I would have heard cuss, but as soon as he hopped off the air, he just let it all out. Like, whoa!
Have you ever met a radio DJ that doesn't swear?
I mean, there's a few odd ones out there. I
don't know if I have,
but I haven't hung out with them enough. Like, I bet Ryan Seacrest is like, that was a bleep stupid answer for Wheel of Fortune contestants or something.
I'm trying to think here, like maybe Maddie Merrill. Maybe Matt. I don't know if I've ever heard Maddie swear.
I ran into him at Costco.
Yeah.
And we had this awkward glance with each other, like, hey, should we say something? No, we don't know each other all that well. And then we just walked past. I feel bad because I should have said, like, I was just staring at him too because I was in deep thought. So it probably looked horrible to him.
He's just giving me the death stare. Oh, geez, I better go.
It's not even a death stare. It's just a look of blankness.
I forgot what even got us on the top. Oh, the video. Yeah, so Becca, we're out doing yard work, and I'm trying to clean my deck off so I can put the patio furniture out. So I always like to mop it, after the winter months, because it just looks a little bit better. I mean, I need to repaint it.
You were mopping it on a rainy day, or she was watering it?
I was like, spray it, and so I can mop it. It's easier with two people. You get it wet.
But it was raining.
No, it wasn't raining.
It was
not raining.
It was sprinkling at least.
It was a hot day. It wasn't sprinkling, Peaches, I promise.
Replay the video right now.
No, you have to just play it on air. So she's like playing with the dog because Millie loves to play with the hose when it's set on the jet setting. And I'm sitting there mopping away, got my back turned to her, and she just sprays me with the jet spray right in the butt. And I was not prepared. And I had a reaction that half of the words were words that I can't say on the radio.
She sent that to me on Snapchat, and I was rolling on the floor.
Everyone loved that video. Taryn said it's her new favorite online video, my daughter. It is funny. But, I was like, untag me from that, just so, who knows who doesn't see it. But it's pretty good. So... there you go. Add Becca as a friend if you want to see that video. She doesn't add just everybody, though, like I do.
I'll put it as an imager. No,
I'll put it in imaging.
The Viktor Wilt Show. What the?
Well, I have a feeling that band's going to show up on this list. That was Disturbed. And the list I'm looking at is 29 bands that are dad rock now, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's from Loudwire. Probably all these bands have been dad rock for at least a decade. I'm guessing, just by the few I've seen in the photo on the article here so far. Well, let's check it out and see if I agree. As a soon-to-be 44-year-old dad, avenged sevenfold. Yeah, I was listening to them. Well, let's see. They dropped their first album in 2001. So I would have been, what's that, 19? It was a long time ago. Many moons ago. That was before I even had kids. I think I go with Avenged Sevenfold's probably dad rock. Blink-182, absolutely. That band's been around since what, mid-90s? Yeah, 1995. First Blink-182 album. Definitely dad rock. Definitely. Breaking Benjamin, 2002. Yep. Creed, 97. Definitely dad rock. Oh, there's Disturbed. I knew they would pop up on this list. Fall Out Boy? I don't know. Sorry, the last Fall Out Boy show I went to with Jade, their performance was not good. All right? I'm not a big fan of them to begin with, but that show, I mean, Bring Me the Horizon blew them off the stage, without question. So, I don't know. I'm judging the dads who are big Fall Out Boy fans. No offense. Five Finger Death Punch. I don't know. That was kind of after my time. First album, 2007. I mean, that's almost 20 years ago. And I'm trying to think. I'm going to put them at borderline dad rock. They're a newer band. They're not like, yeah, the Foo Fighters. Definitely dad rock, 95. Godsmack, 97. Green Day, no kidding, 1990. I mean, Green Day's been around forever. Incubus, yep. Korn, yep. Limp Bizkit. You know, pretty much half of the K-Bear lineup. K-Bear library. Metallica, that's a grandpa rock nowadays. Metallica's been dropping albums since the early 80s. That's grandpa rock. No offense, grandpas. Mudvayne, oh yeah. Muse, first album, 1999. Okay. My Chemical Romance. Them emo dads, Nickelback. No Doubt. What dads are listening to No Doubt? No offense if you're a No Doubt fan. Offspring, way old school. Queens of the Stone Age. See, yeah, again, pretty much half the K-Bear library. And all these bands are still putting out new music. Seether, Shinedown, Slipknot, Stained. Well, Stained hasn't put out any new music for a while. Really wish that they'd, do some new Stained instead of Aaron Lewis churning out the cringy songs he's been putting out. But whatever. 30 Seconds to Mars. Oh, come on. If you're a dad and you're listening to those guys, give me a break. Sorry, not a fan. Weezer, totally dad rock. Go talk to Josh Tyler about that one. Yeah, what do we got coming up? Dad rock? Ice Nine Kills isn't dad rock. All right, that's what's coming up. They're not dad rock yet, but soon enough. Oh, man. I'm getting myself a good laugh right now, thanks to Facebook. So Facebook will recommend me groups from time to time that I wouldn't just seek out and then go, yeah, I've been looking for this group forever, but I get recommended a post and it makes me laugh so much. I'm like, okay, I've got to follow this page just for my own entertainment. This group, I think it's a Facebook group. Yes, I'm joining right now. I just clicked join. This group is called Goths Against Cancel Culture. Oh, geez. I have to name 3 prominent bands of the goth scene. Oh, great. Watch you put in certain bands. The mods are like, those aren't real goth bands. Meh. Okay, but I'll do that. I'll get myself joined here in a minute. But this post from Goths Against Cancel Culture just had me rolling. So it's from a guy named Sean, and he says, say what you will about artificial intelligence, this post isn't about glorifying AI. There's something about AI that doesn't want us to know about masculinity. Another one of these dudes whining about, oh, they're trying to destroy manliness. I can't drive my truck anymore. I'm no longer allowed to fish. like that Lee Bryce song. I just want to drive my truck. I just want to drink my beer. Who's stopping you? Nobody. Shut up. Okay, anyway, back to this guy's post. AI's destroying masculinity. All right. He said, I asked Grok to do a silly thing. Grok is Twitter or X's AI. Said, take a simple picture of me and make it look goth. My wife sees it and immediately points out how feminine it looks. But when I ask Grok to make a more masculine version, it immediately breaks and cannot compute a less feminine concept. In fact, while it suggests that a more masculine version of goth is industrial goth or a heavy metal goth, it wouldn't generate an image without causing some software issue. Okay, so what would be metal goth? Or industrial goth? 9 Inch Nails? Marilyn Manson? Okay. Have you ever seen the cover of Marilyn Manson's Mechanical Animals? If you haven't, Google it. That would be Marilyn Manson sporting a very feminine body, including boobs, in an alien-esque type of dress. I don't know. It's weird. But I don't think it gets much more feminine looking for metal goth than Marilyn Manson, who, according to FeedSpot, is one of the top male goth influencers on Instagram in 2020. Actually, he's number 1. Top male goth influencer on Instagram in 2026, Marilyn Manson. Look back at some of those old 9 Inch Nails videos. Yeah. Lots of makeup. I hung out with lots of goths in high school. I don't know if goth is really a thing anymore, which is why you've got there's probably a few. No, style ever truly completely dies out. But I think the reason a group called Goths Against Cancel Culture exists is because a lot of people tend to get more conservative as they get older, and so they want to hang on to their goth thing, but they're like, I'm old now, and I decided to start voting in a certain way. I got to somehow justify this. There's got to be other people like me who are worried about cancel culture. Well, don't be a piece of crap. You won't get canceled. It's that easy. It's really simple. Don't be human garbage and you're not going to get canceled. All right? I ain't worried about cancel culture. Never have been. Because I try to be a good human being. But most people who have went through the cancel treatment, most deserved it. Jeez. Let's go back to this guy's post, though, because it's so funny. I don't know what he's looking for. All of the goths that I grew up with, again, wore lots of makeup, and the goth style has a lot of feminine aspect to it. Search for goth man on Google Images. Every one of these dudes is going to be wearing eyeliner. Stylish clothes and things like that. All black stylish, but still stylish clothes. That's just what goth is. If you're wearing black lipstick and eyeliner, that's gonna look a little feminine. If you're not wearing, I don't know. Don't wear any makeup and wear a trench coat. I don't know what to tell this guy. But of course, if you try to generate an image of a goth man, they're gonna look at every other goth man that has ever existed, AI, and make an image out of it. And it's gonna be a guy wearing makeup, because that's the goth look. Black fingernails. I know, I grew up around tons of goth people. Trust me on this. And then he's trying to claim, it just won't do it. AI is attack it. Dudes, you don't need to worry about masculinity being under attack, okay? You can still do every manly thing that you've ever been able to. What can't you do? What have they taken away from us? I'm trying to think as a man, manly things. I got my truck. Let's bring up the lyrics to that Lee Bryce song. let's see which of these things we're no longer allowed to do as men. Lee Bryce, song about fishing. We are still allowed to go fishing, okay? Country Nowadays, that's what the song's called. Let's bring up the lyrics to that. Because they're just stupid. Do I want to take a call on this? Sure. K-Bear, you are live on the show. Please keep that in mind. Who's this?
They are.
Try one more time, or I'll... Okay. Somebody who's butthurt. Masculinity is under attack. I can't be a man anymore. All right. So, let's see. We are still allowed to catch fish. You're still allowed to go fishing. Still allowed to drive a pickup truck. I've got one parked out front. Drink my beer. I haven't been doing so, but if I wanted to, I could drive over to the store and buy some. As far as I know, beer is still on the shelf at every gas station and grocery store, unless maybe you're in Rexburg or something. Let's see. Still allowed to hunt. Still allowed to grow corn. You're still allowed to feed your dogs. Still allowed to wear your boots. Still allowed to, let's see, what else does he got in here? He mentions being canceled. All of these things that apparently Lee Bryce, a rich country artist, says he can't do. I don't know. I think he needs to come visit Idaho because I'm pretty sure I can still cut my grass, watch my game. You know, I could turn on the TV and watch sports. I don't believe that they've been banned. All right, let's see what this caller will do. K-Bear, you are live on the show. Please keep that in mind. Who's this?
JD.
JD, what's up, dude? How's it going?
It's going good. Why don't you take a look outside your studio towards the corner of Roland Det and Sunnyside, and you can see where somebody came through the light and smashed me in the side of the truck.
What?
That's the ambulances and stuff you're hearing outside your window now.
The studio must be pretty well soundproof, or I'm deaf, but are you okay?
I'm fine. The people that were driving the other car weren't.
Oh, dang it.
They ran through a yellow light and slammed me pretty hard.
Oh, man. I'm sorry, dude. Well, I hope it all works out well. I hope it works out better than it did for my daughter up in Canada.
Yeah.
As discussed yesterday.
The two people that were driving the other vehicle had their seatbelts on, so they're all right. I had my seatbelt on, so I'm all right. They didn't do well against my truck, but their car is pretty much hammered. Anyway,
oh man,
that's all I got.
All right, JD. Well, good luck out there. I'm sorry to hear it, man. And people, please be cautious. We are in the 100 deadliest days of driving right now. Please be careful. There are lots of people out and about on the roads, and JD doesn't need to be getting run into. You don't need this kind of aggravation on a Thursday.
Nope.
All right, dude. Well, good luck,
Wear your
man.
seatbelts. Wear your seatbelts, people. Be safe.
Absolutely.
All
Peace,
right,
JD.
Talk to you later, bro.
See ya. All right. Well, that sucks. It was off topic, but glad that listener JD and my homie is okay. Let's see if there's any other things that we're no longer allowed to do as men. Because Lee Bryce, he's got this great song about it. How tough it is to be country in this country nowadays. Yeah, it's so hard. I tried to go buy a cowboy hat, and they told me that they've been banned. Cowboy hats are no longer allowed. Same with the boots. Let's see here. Yep, you're no longer allowed to pray. I guess Lee Bryce, he just can't. Even though that's something you sit there and do by yourself, right? Or you can go to a church and do so with other people. No, wait, that's been banned. They banned all religion, right? Can't do that as a man. What are these guys talking about? I'm sorry, I just get so tired of dudes whining about men being picked on. We talked earlier on the show about men's mental health, which is a very important topic. And like Peaches and I both discussed, we both struggle with mental health issues and get in and get assistance from them. But it doesn't make me feel less manly to get that assistance. And there are resources available for men who maybe Lee Bryce needs to visit a therapist because you can still be a man. You can still be country. Nobody is stopping you, okay? Nobody is stopping you. Plenty easy to be country. Now, you just choose to do it, okay? And I'm probably more country than Lee Bryce, all right? Where's Lee Bryce from? Let's find out. A lot of these country guys are from like big cities up, in New England and things like that. Lee Bryce. Let's see if he was at least born in the South or grew up in the South. Because a lot of these country guys, I definitely consider myself more country than they are. Because, yeah, we're in Idaho where we got real cowboys, okay? This ain't Nashville. All right, Lee Bryce, born, all right, South Carolina. I cut him a little slack. Maybe he got a little bit of real country in him. And it looks like, a fairly small city, about the size of Pocatello. All right. South Carolina, it's down south. At least he ain't from, Vermont or something like that. All right, anyway, I'll move along. Just that stupid goth post made me laugh. It's like, dude, you ain't going to be able to find a goth man that doesn't look somewhat feminine. That's what men wearing makeup look like. They have a little bit of a feminine aspect to them. And I don't know why people are worried about this anyway. Like, every politician wears makeup, like I've mentioned. Pull up some pictures. Pull up Ted Cruz and look at his eyeliner. Pull up J.D. Vance, look at his eyeliner. And I those are just the two that came to mind because they wear such thick eyeliner. I'll find some from the other side, too, to play fair. All politicians wear makeup, okay? I'm not allowed to be manly anymore. And there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup. You've seen me dressed up as a woman, so. All right, let's go. Mafra and a cover of Bring Me the Horizon's Doomed. She seems like she's doing pretty well for herself right now after going viral with that song. She was on stage at one festival with Ice Nine Kills doing their latest single. Then Bring Me the Horizon brought her out at, I believe it was Sonic Temple, to do Doomed. Can you imagine? You're just a YouTuber hanging out, doing your little vocal covers online. All of a sudden, one of them really blows up. You've been doing them for years. And then like a few months later, you're on stage with Bring Me the Horizon in front of like 150,000 people. It's got to be wild. I've been on stage in front of some pretty big crowds, but not Sonic Temple sized. Not looking out at 150,000 people. Oh, it's got to be pretty wild. Anyway, congrats to her. We are in pretty interesting times where music can just blow up out of nowhere. Kind of like the band Showing Teeth. I think the front woman of that band, I think she was also somebody who just did vocal covers for a long time, and I don't know how some of these guys in her band found her, because she's recording with, like, really, really talented and some of them well-known musicians, like the drummer from Periphery, but just blew up out of nowhere. And I have a feeling that band has some really big things coming. They've just blown up so fast. I would imagine they'll be putting out some kind of a radio song soon. And it'll probably get the full radio push. And even though we were the first radio station to play them, I bet other radio stations will start picking up on that stuff. I dig that rock and metal got a lot of ladies coming out now just crushing it, which is way cool. Way cool. In the last decade, you've had bands like Spirit Box and In This Moment and so many more just blow up massive. Poppy. It's fantastic. Some of these ladies, they make these metal dudes sound pretty weak. Yeah. I know, it was funny. I think it was JD called earlier and was like, what is this girl screeching about? And I was like, dude, that's a man. It was Sleeping with Sirens. The guy does have a pretty high-pitched voice. Hey, Peaches, what's happening?
I'm feeling better. The back is almost back to normal.
Well, about time you took some of that try-acting. That's right.
That's right.
Try-acting like
Went
a
to a
man.
counselor yesterday like a true sissy.
That's right.
Had my Pride Month shirt on.
Oh, well, you generally wear all black clothing, so,
Yeah.
every once in a while I'll throw on like a tie-dyed shirt, and, just out of my peripheral vision, I'm like, oh, I feel kind of weird.
Look like a big fat bowl of Fruity Pebbles.
Something. Like if I throw on a white t-shirt, then it's real crazy. I'm like, oh, I'm blinded. I did order a Ghost t-shirt the other day. There was a Hot Topic sale.
Yeah, I saw. I got the text message.
The 2 for $25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have no money right now. I'm waiting for payday tomorrow.
Yeah,
Come on.
I was like, my birthday's coming up. I'm going to order
treat
some
yourself.
shirts.
Yeah.
So I got a nice pile of them coming, one of which is a Ghost shirt that I hadn't seen for sale for years and years. It's Papa 2, or no, maybe it's Papa 3. Kind of dressed up, or not dressed up, but they drew him up as King Kong on top of the Empire State Building.
Oh, that's cool.
Fighting off airplanes.
We should do that for a billboard for K-Bear, too. I didn't write that idea. Me on the top of
That'd be pretty funny.
Me on top of the Idaho Falls water tower.
Yes, fighting off planes.
B5.
Dude, you should do that over there. You know what I'm saying? For the debut? Yeah.
Peaches takes over.
That's right. That's right. So, but this shirt, it's not white, but it's like sort of tan. It's a really light colored shirt. It's not my usual style, but it's just such a cool design. I had to go for it.
Did you say it was tan?
Sort of tan.
Because I put on
like
a tan
really
shirt.
light tan.
I put on a tan shirt after I put on the sunless tanner, and it looked like I got a giant Adidas logo tattooed to my stomach. I am not wearing that again.
Well, I'll give it a shot, and if it's if I look ridiculous in it, I suppose. Here, Becca, here's another shirt for you to wear at bedtime.
Right.
Because my shirts are a little large on her.
I got rid of most of my too small clothes. It was kind of sad. Like a lot of my jackets, a lot of my pants, a lot of my t-shirts all went to. Well, I told you about the one particular story where I tried selling them those jackets.
Yeah.
And they're all slightly damp because the dryer in my place sucks.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't buy any of them.
Yeah, I gave away all of my smaller clothes to my daughters, and I bet some of those shirts, if I still had them, Becca would have loved them.
I gave you like a winter jacket.
You did?
Yeah.
I've got it at my house. It's a little toasty out for it right now.
I think you were going to say you donated it as well to Goodwill.
I sold it on Facebook Market. It's a Peaches item, and that's what you do with Peaches stuff.
I was going to say, oh, that's right. That's right.
If it came from Peaches, it has to be sold on Facebook Market.
My living room is real sad now.
The last time you showed me it a couple weeks ago, there was nothing in your house.
There's hardly anything in there. It's kind of sad.
Starting to get worried about you, Peaches. I'm selling and giving away all my possessions.
Right. I'm just going to sit there and contemplate my thoughts. I'm like Rick Rubin. First
the beard. Minimalist. Yeah, if you end up with a Rick Rubin beard, you start growing your hair back out, you're bald and disheveled looking like Rick Rubin, I'm gonna get concerned, Peaches.
I start walking in here with no shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. You're barefoot and zen.
Peaches, why do you smell like sage?
Clearing the bad vibes, man. Clearing out the bad vibes.
Peaches stoner session. Playing nothing but Pink Floyd and Sleep and Tool. And,
Sublime, man.
Oh, yeah, some of that thrown in there,
Got some
too.
dirty heads coming your way,
Slightly
man.
stupid.
Here's some stick figure, bro. Yeah.
They just announced the show for July of next year, and I put it on our concert calendar.
Yeah, I was all confused when that popped up because Becca tagged me and was like, we got to go. And it was like, July something in Salt Lake. And I'm like, why are they announcing a tour, that's happening in a month, like right now? And I didn't notice it was for next year.
Doesn't that number look weird to you, 2027?
It does look a little bit weird. Yeah.
It looks fake to me.
Something.
Even 2026 looks a little off.
I think just everything, we're living in a weird timeline, so everything looks weird.
Yeah.
And you see so many strange things happening all the time that
You don't know what the plan is, but you're just like, okay, let me just take it day by day.
that's how you do it. One day at a time, everybody. So, all right, I'm going to get out of here. Peaches and I will be back in a couple hours for the noon hour of madness and mayhem. Hope the rest of your morning goes good. As always, appreciate you tuning in, and you have fun doing a bunch of tedious crap behind the scenes like I'm going to do, Peaches.
I'm coming up with promotions. That's what I'm doing. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'll be brain dead by the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem.
I've been fighting with Next Gen here, working on trying to get about 10 billion local songs that were for some reason not in Music Master into Music Master. So I've got to make a report, and it's kind of a pain to make the particular report I need. And I didn't want to have to call Jade and be like, hey, I'm an idiot and forgot how to do this. So I'm just hammering away, and I figured it out. When you don't do something for a long enough time, like a couple months, you're me.
But yet
you
again,
forget.
all we do in radio is just sit here and talk between the songs, right?
Well, that's it. It's not like I got to sit here and fight the computer for the next 5 hours. No, that's not what I do when I'm off air.
I do miss the Sora app being available.
Me too.
Being able to make a video like that where you're beating up a PC.
I know. It's a real bummer because most of the AI crap sucks. Sora was fun. Yeah. Of course, anything fun, they got to take it away.
Of course.
I read an article about how much money they were losing. I don't remember. I think it was like $1,000 for every 5 seconds of Sora video or something like that.
Well, there are tons of
companies. I
companies.
could be completely off, but it was ridiculous.
There are tons of companies that are laying off AI and going back to human workers because it's costing so much money.
Well, yeah.
And even those data centers, it's a hot topic right now.
Yeah.
Like some lady was filming it right by her place, or filming the one that's right by her place, and it's so loud.
Oh, I would be so annoyed.
It's like a UFO is taking off outside her place 24/7.
Yeah, I've seen some of those videos. It would definitely suck. Pokey shut down at least for now, proposed data center there. It's real weird because have you seen the movie Eddington, the latest Ari Aster?
Every time
movie?
you say that, I think of that stupid bear movie, Paddington.
Paddington, yeah. Well, Eddington, when I watched that, this was a few months ago. A big subject in that movie is data centers, and I hadn't heard anything about data centers prior to watching this movie, and now it's like this major issue just everywhere. So I don't know, Ari Aster, man, he's ahead of the time.
Back in the day, they burnt down churches. Now we're burning down data centers. So it's just a whole.
Yeah, people stop burning stuff down.
Modern day.
I mean, I get it. If you were living by one, I'm sure it sucks, but move. You're screwed. Screwed at this point. It's capitalism. Just gotta go elsewhere. But okay, it's 10:06. We gotta go. Thank you again for tuning in to the Viktor Wilt Show. This program is a production of Riverbend Media Group. To contact the show or for more information, hit us up at riverbendmediagroup.com.